Hello class, in this video I'll be doing example 4 on how to find the limit of a function given its equation. And let's begin. Find the limit by multiplying by a conjugate. And before we can find the limit, we have to determine if the limit exists. So I've already gone ahead and evaluated the expression at x is equal to 9. Since the result was 0 divided by 0, we are guaranteed to have a limit at x is equal to 9. We just have to find that value. Now the directions state that we have to multiply by a conjugate. But what is a conjugate? If you look at the top of the page, you'll notice I wrote out conjugate pairs. The reason why these are called conjugates is because the terms a and b do not change in each of these binomials. However, in one binomial, the two terms are being subtracted, and in the other term, the other factor, the two terms are being added. And when you multiply conjugate pairs together, the result is a squared minus b squared. And we're going to use this property to find the limit. Looking at the numerator, there's the square root of x minus 3. The conjugate of the square root of x minus 3 is the square root of x plus 3. Notice that the square root of x term didn't change, and the 3 did not change. However, in one expression, the two terms are being subtracted, and in the other expression, the two terms are being added together. So I'm going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by the square root of x plus 3. Okay. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the fact that when you multiply conjugate pairs together, the result is a squared minus b squared. So the numerator is the square root of x squared minus 3 squared. And I am not going to multiply the two binomials in the denominator because when we finish simplifying the numerator, one of the factors in the numerator will divide with a factor in the denominator. So let's simplify the numerator. This becomes the limit as x approaches 9. The square root of x squared is x. And 3 squared is 9. And the denominator we're going to leave alone, because you notice now that the numerator has a factor of x minus 9 and the denominator has a factor of x minus 9. And when you divide like terms, the result is 1. So this is the limit as x approaches 9 of 1 divided by the square root of x plus 3. And now if you substitute 9 in for x, the result is no longer a 0 divided by 0. In fact, the result is 1 divided by the square root of 9 plus 3, which is 1 divided by 3 plus 3, which is 1/6. So the limit as x approaches 9 of the square root of x minus 3 divided by x minus 9 is equal to 1/6.